Earth Infinity. Did they? Is that a different thing? I don't know. Paul Catalanoto. Vintage 8 trailer. Vintage 8, if you're watching this, which you probably are, but maybe you do. I don't know. I got featured in one of your videos. That's pretty dope. Who is this Paul Catalanoto? What is this? It lives in the static. This is an hour long. What the fuck else do I have to do? Let's watch it. Give me some good content too to put up on YouTube, because most of my shit is actually analog horror stuff. When I consider myself to be a music channel, but that's clearly not the case. Analog horror. All right, I guess this is all of the all of them put together. It lives in, yeah, okay, so there's like 11 videos, but this is all of it just as one, which I'm down. I am very, very happy with how this human trial is turning out. It's very cool. Man, I've missed a lot of stuff. I'm going to do a deep dive on this video probably on your whole channel, Vintage 8, come October, because there's a lot of stuff. A lot of planning has gone into this. It's so good. Anyway, let's watch the whole It Lives in the Static. Hour and 34 minutes. Why not? Let's go. Grab a drink. Watch at your own risk. That is a cuckoo clock in the background of my house. Ignore that. Spiderweb, not a fan. Don't like spiders at all. I nearly lost a toe to one in 10th grade. Brown recluse.
Last year, I purchased
Awful.
a small single-dwelling home in Natalbany, Louisiana. The place was a good buy. It only needed a decent cleaning and a few repairs. I had hoped to turn it into a nice rental for a college student.
Decent house. Looks like houses where I used to go to college. Not great by any means, but not bad.
From what the seller told me, no one had lived there for over 20 years. She and her husband rented it out at one time, making more trouble than it was worth. The last tenant was more than a little odd, and she was relieved when he left without his deposit.
I left without my deposit.
After her husband died, she decided the little place was better for storing a lifetime of junk. She offered to knock $5 grand off the asking price if I brought her things to the dump myself. And I was happy to make that deal.
How much was the house? That's a big thing too. Yeah, I want to collab with Vintage 8 on something. Be so fucking fun.
Most of what I found wasn't particularly interesting. Smelly couches, worn down furniture, and rotten towels. I did find some old baseball cards and comic books my kid might like. But the most curious thing was in an old beat up red suitcase. Several hard disks.
Okay.
I was surprised at how well kept the contents appeared.
VCR unused tapes, hard disks, like hard drives, zip disks, floppy disks. Floppy disks were hard too. Don't let that fool you. You could fucking frisbee one of those. That hurt. It would hurt if you got hit with one. Hi-fi stereo. Fuck hi-fi. It's all about lo-fi these days. 06 2220 2320. Booth or 98 06 2120.
If I knew then what I know now, I would have tossed all of it into the trash. But curiosity got the better of me. A buddy of mine who's good with computers got the files off the hard disks. Most of them were just old Word 97 files. Thankfully, I can delete them. I just can't forget them.
That sounds like shit, the video game historian. That's kind of funny. And he's calling them hard disks. I'm wondering why. That's interesting. This is an interesting observation. Why is everything blurred but the name?
Here's the deal. I'm posting videos of what I found on these tapes and discs here on this channel, so that maybe someone watching can help me make sense of what I'm seeing.
Let's go. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm so fucking down.
All of it.
Here we go. It lives in the static.
From what I can tell, Randall was keeping a record of what he was experiencing. The numbers on the hard disks matched the numbers on the VHS tapes.
They're dates, right? They'd have to be. June 21st, 20. That is 3 days before my birthday.
And the numbers found throughout the entries appear to be time code. They tell us where to be on the tape and what Randall was doing at that point.
They tell us where to be. Oh, okay. I see. So you gotta read that, or what do I have to? Here, okay, hold on. I have to read that. He's not gonna read it. My questionable claim to sanity started 2 weeks ago. I was watching TV and it went out. Static, but instead of the obnoxiously overpowering hiss, I heard a voice. It was someone asking me for help. The next night it happened again, and the next, and so on. I finally had enough sense to look at the time, midnight. For a week this went on. I asked the landlord about it, and she really didn't have a clue. So I decided the best thing to do was to record it. That's when things finally got weird. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. If you go to that point of the tape, you may find what I'm talking about. You can hear it, the strange voice, inhuman maybe. Fake, false, wrong. Let's go. I've been stuck in the house for a little less than 3 months. The place feels so cramped. It's almost suffocating. It's a prison. Who am I kidding? It's worse than a prison. I pay to live here. I hate this place almost as much as I hate my life. Hey, I know that thought. I don't know why I volunteered to move out. We had a guest bedroom. I could have slept there until divorce was final. Stupid. I don't know why I had to be all noble. Crystal was the only one who cheated. Hey, we're going through this It Lives in the Static horror series. My back hurts too. The couch is killing me. I tried to sleep in the bedroom, but I always feel like someone is watching me. Somebody's watching me. Glaring at me from the shadows. It's like I'm reliving all the worst parts of being a kid. Yeah, well, what are you up to? At least I kept some sleep on the couch, and I stressed the word some. Little shut-eye I get comes at the expense expensive price of walking with a hunch. Luckily for me, drinking kills whatever the painkillers don't. Holy shit, is this about me? But maybe I'm not sleeping enough. Maybe that's the reason I'm seeing what I'm seeing. That's what a reasonable person might say. So to whomever reads this, I'm not sure you can trust what I'm writing. It is possible I'm unwell, but I'm not that lucky. Nothing. Why don't you stream something? You got like 1 million games to see you playing all the time. My questionable claim to sanity started 2 weeks ago. I was watching TV and it went out. Static. But instead of typical obnoxious overpowering hiss, I heard a voice. It sounded like someone asking me for help. Next night it happened again, next so on. Okay, we've read this before. For about a week, I asked the landlord about it. She didn't have a clue, so I decided the best thing to do was record it. We've heard that part before. That's when things finally got reared, and I've already read all of this before, so. Here we go. It's about to get interesting, I think. Probably. Damn. My butt hurts. Actually, it's my tailbone. I have such a fucking flat butt. Anyway. Oh my god, the Piggly Wiggly. We had one of those where I grew up. Well, for my first 5 years of my life. Piggly Wiggly is like a southern thing. I guess they're still around. I don't know.
Fix up and power up your automobile or motorcycle, old or new, at Wheels & Company. We offer the highest quality products in the constantly changing accessory aftermarket. Wheels & Company is your source for Euro taillights, graphics.
I don't. I need my brother-in-law here to explain all this shit to me. I don't know anything about anything.
Enjoy life as well as the rock.
Man, they had some banger like acoustic guitar tracks. Pasta, shrimp. My girlfriend loves seafood. I just cannot even with any of it. I like super fucking fried fish. Maybe crab cakes. Okay. What is that? I'll turn it up a little bit.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I see you there sitting on the couch. Just say hello.
Oh, we have
That's all
BC.
I ask.
Randall, help me talk
It's
to
been
me.
so long since I had someone to talk to. Please talk to me. Please. I don't have a lot of time. I
Okay.
promise I don't want to hurt you. If you change your mind, I'll be back here tomorrow.
Randall better pull out a Ouija board.
Cajun-style seafood and gumbo. Locally owned and operated, Cafe Louisiane brings you the lion's share with its massive po' boys and large helpings of boudin
Po' boy?
balls. Joe Wilson and his staff will deliver
Wait,
to your
what
office
balls?
massive po' boys and large helpings of boudin balls.
What are boudin balls? I'm not Louisiana enough to know what
Joe
that
Wilson
is.
and his staff will deliver to your office as well as cater your.
Can the TV see me? I didn't answer it. I was too scared. I've never heard the television talk directly to me before. I didn't think it worked that way. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Here, hold on. Just to fill everyone in on what a boudin ball is. I'm probably not even saying that right. They are. Let's see. Oh shit, they're a lot. Boneless pork shoulder, chicken livers, onion, celery, poblano pepper, seeded and diced jalapeno pepper, garlic, salt, black pepper, chili powder, cayenne pepper, white rice, all right, fresh parsley, fried or green onions, oil, flour, more cayenne pepper, more black pepper, breadcrumbs, and eggs. And you just fucking mash them up, apparently. I guess. I don't. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway. I passed out shortly after. When I woke up, I immediately rebooted the tape. I was hoping to find it different than I remembered. I didn't. Randall. Randy.
Please help me. Please.
I think it can see me. This is, I assume, June 22nd, 2020. I had a strange dream last night. It was part of my memory and part fantasy. I was having dinner with Crystal and Benny. I brought home a pizza. We were so happy, smiling ear to ear. That was the fantasy. Crystal rarely smiled toward the end, especially after I lost my job. Don't really know what to say to that. But who could blame her? Dunnington Construction imploded and no one would touch me. Dunnington Construction, I believe, possibly was part of the sinkhole part. God, it's been so long. I'm sorry. I don't have a encyclopedic memory for this stuff. But I've heard that before. Yesterday I was a VP of sales. Today I'm a nobody. Can't get a job flipping burgers. I'm poison. I'm a walking, talking plague. Okay. All I have is time and no one to talk to. My entire world is dusty old couch. I'd love to talk to somebody about the man in the TV. Maybe if someone would listen, I wouldn't hear it. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm almost out of money. As disappointing as this place is, I'll be on the streets in 2 to 3 months tops. I can't imagine I'll survive long after that. I guess it's been fun. This guy is like actually me. Like fucking actually me. I really need to get it together. 2:14:00. 2 hours 14 minutes 0 seconds. Or never mind. Maybe 2 minutes. 14 seconds and then milliseconds, I guess. Yeah, okay. I was saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Randy.
Randall. Why won't you talk to me?
Because you're in the fucking TV or recorder or on the tape. It's weird shit.
I can help you if you let me. I'll tell you what. I'll help you. And then maybe you can help me. You need money, right?
You need money.
Go to the Best Stop gas station on the corner of Thomas and Williams. Be there between 2 and 2:30. If you wait later, it'll be too late.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
3 lottery tickets.
Free lottery.
2. Next, go to the Quick Stop on Oak Street for 4 p.m. 4:05 will be too late. Buy 3 more from rack 8. After you are done, watch where you are walking on the way to your car. You will be $840 richer by the end of the day. Maybe then you'll be more willing to talk.
Benedict's Crossing Pet Shop. Buy a something today. It's a guinea pig, right? That's a guinea pig, I think. I parked in front of the Best Stop gas station at 1:50. I sat in my car watching the time. Can't lie, I was embarrassed, but was I going to listen to the damn television? Good God, is this my life now? Let's say that every day. Tick tock, tick tock. I must have sat in the car for 30 minutes. It probably looked like I was going to rob the darn place. I'm surprised no one called the cops. Someone probably should have. This is just eerily like me. Finally, some sense kicked in. This is crazy. I'm here. What's the worst thing that could happen? The man on the TV would laugh at me or something? It's just a couple of bucks, right? Right. Besides, I was craving a honey bun. I haven't had a honey bun in for fucking ever. When's the last time anyone had a honey bun? Let me know in the chat or comments. I did just as the TV said. I bought 3 lottery tickets. The first 2 were losers. The third was $500. Holy crap, that just happened. The guy behind me in line bought the 4 for the same tickets. I guess these scratch offs were meant for him. Oh, so we're interfering like with fate, I guess. Can't lie, it's both thrilling and scary. Does this prove I'm not crazy? I guess it does, but then I probably shouldn't get ahead of myself. That's fair. I drove to the second gas station, the quick stop, about 3 more. First one was $35. The second was a free ticket. The third one was for $300. I won $835. I was 5 short of what the TV said, but still nothing to sneeze at. I thought the TV said 400. Anyway, as I walked to my car, I remembered what the TV said. Watch where I was walking. I did that, and I found $5 rolling on the pavement, just under my car door. $840. The TV got it exactly right. Guess I'm gonna have to talk to this thing after all. Okay, maybe I'm just misremembering or something. Same fucking pasta commercials and shit. Randy. I think my sister noped out.
We can talk now. Come on, Randall. I'm sure you can see that this could be profitable. At least remember your manners. What could a simple thank you hurt?
I use the same voice changer in After Effects or Adobe Audition. Reply to 41924. I gave it what it wanted. I said thank you. I regretted it the moment the words left my stupid mouth.
You are very welcome, Randall. No one deserves the kind of luck you've had, my friend.
Can you see me, my life? How?
I see everything. It just doesn't do me any good. But it can do good for you.
So what, you gonna give me the winning lottery numbers or something?
I can't do that.
Why?
Why? Because whatever numbers I give won't show up. I'm sure you know that it's rigged. But maybe I can get you a job. Make your life the way it should be. Make your life the way that it was.
I'm in. What do you want? A companion or something, I bet.
Right to the point. I like that. What do I want, Randall? I want food.
Ooh, it's gonna kill people probably. I'm gonna fix it and upload the rest of the video ASAP. finesse, but I managed to fix the safe. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. What is that? Little House for or Little Shop of Horrors? You're welcome to the.
My diet requires.
Hold on. I went really fast. You're welcome to the takeout I bought. How does this work? How do I feed you?
My diet requires something a little fresher.
Pressure? What the hell does that mean, Raw?
No, I mean still breathing.
Doing an animal or something? Is that what you want?
Animals work in a pinch, but I need something more
Humans, of course.
involved.
Not sure what you want from me. They want to
Don't be dense, Randall.
lure people into the
You're
house.
embarrassing yourself. You know exactly what I'm asking for.
I can't do that. It's crazy. It's wrong.
Maybe. But it can be so right for you. The more I eat, the more I can see. The more I can help you.
No, my life is garbage, but I'm not going to hurt somebody just so I can have it better. I'm not a killer. Besides, it's probably just a figment of my imagination. Symptom of me losing my mind. My damn mind.
You aren't losing your mind, Randall. You've been given an opportunity that most people would kill for.
You're asking me to kill for it. You are asking me to kill for
You
it.
don't have to do anything but bring them here. I'll do the rest.
I bet you will. Still makes me a killer. I'll get you some chickens. It's the best I can do. Take it or leave it.
That's not the best you can do, Randall.
Said it would work in a pinch. Well, it's better than being hungry, right? It's like a gurgling noise.
Fine, Randall. You drive a hard bargain.
Good, I'll get the
Thank
chickens
you,
tomorrow.
Randall. As a token of our partnership, let me give you another tip. Tomorrow, go
course
to
he's
the
eventually going to do it.
$1,000
No.
Casino. Be there at 6:05 p.m. Find the Lucky Lady's video poker machine. It'll be the machine in front of the bathroom. A dark-haired man will be playing on the machine. You'll see his name, Ralph, written on his uniform. Be patient. His luck is about to run out. When he gets up to go to the ATM, take his seat. Play $20, and you will win $1,000.
I have to point out that he did not say ATM machine, and I'm very appreciative of that. The voice left after that. I was alone, but it didn't feel that way. I could live with it eating chickens, but people, that's too much. We did some questionable crap at Duncan, but I never drifted into monster territory. Chicken feed, 6/23/20. It's a day before my birthday. Woke up late. Cell phone was ringing. It was Benny. Damn, I miss Benny. I answered. We talked for what seemed like a minute. That's a weird way of putting that. He said he missed me and wanted to know when I was coming home. Breaks my heart. Do we know Benny? He told me that his mom has a new friend. I asked who, but he doesn't know. He only comes over when Benny's supposed to be asleep. Unfortunately, he doesn't recognize his voice or caught his name. Crystal calls him Honey. Funny, she used to call me Honey. Ooh, that's weird. When Crystal told me she was having an affair, she never mentioned who she was having the affair with. She only grinned like she knew. Goddamn, hold on. She only grinned like she knew it was going to hurt when I found out. Yeah, well, there you go. Crystal snatched the phone from Benny mid-conversation. She nagged me for tuition money I don't have, money she knows I don't have. I tried to reply, she ended the call. Typically weekday for me at this point. Typical weekday. Oh well, it was time to get on with the day anyway. I also sent Gary another message. I told him I didn't care if things went to hell. He still owed me for the money he made off of me. I got him his start with Dunning. He built a firm off of that. Time for him to pay up. Time for him to help me get joint custody of Benny. Okay, Benny's like their kid, I guess. I'm sure they mentioned that earlier. Typical lawyer. Only answers when it's good for him. I went to Feed and Seed and bought 6 chickens. I hope this is enough. Part of me is curious how it's actually going to work. It's just a voice in the TV, right? After I got the chickens home, I went to the Gold Dollar. Luckily, found the Lucky Ladies machine and waited for Ralph to get up. The dark-haired man. Ralph ran out of money, then got up for the ATM. So far, so good. I sat down, played $20. I hit a straight flush and won an easy 1K. Everything happened just like the voice said it would. Again. Ralph took it pretty hard. I could tell that he was pretty upset. I blame him. Can't blame him, but screw him. It's not like he can do anything about it. Besides, I'm pretty sure I need it way more than he does. That night, I sucked the chickens up in little pens, left them in the living room. Afterwards, I fixed a drink and waited. At midnight, the voice came back. Why did I should have changed it to just chatting. Sorry.
Thank you, Randall. I will enjoy this.
So, what's gonna happen? Probably nothing good. Television glowed unnaturally bright. Static appeared to spill out of the television and into the room. I backed into the kitchen. I knew better not to touch whatever that was. Then almost suddenly... What was that? Hold on. Almost suddenly it receded. The pins remained, but the chickens were gone. That does. Pretty fucked up. It's like a Poltergeist, that scene when that like hand comes out of the TV. What's her name? The little girl? I can't remember right now. Oh shit. That's pretty good. I like that. I quite like that. They weren't exactly gone. They were in the television with it. I knew it. What did he say? I knew what was going to happen next. I just didn't know how. Fair enough. Oh, and the static is turning red. That's a good touch. That's a pretty good touch. I like that. Can't lie, as I listened to that thing too, I felt quite a bit of guilt for those poor chickens, but better them than me. So what, like, is this thing? Is it a poltergeist?
Thank you, Randall.
Maybe, maybe not.
You bring me more tomorrow.
Sensible person would have got off this crazy train. Unfortunately for me, I am not a sensible man. I understand. I agreed to bring in more chickens, but not before asking the most obvious question, what the hell are you? Hey, I just asked that.
Doesn't matter, Randall.
I mean, kinda. Matter to the chickens, and it definitely matters if you plan on chewing on me at some point. It's foresight.
Fair enough, Randall. Fair enough.
It's my catchphrase.
You're
Fair
safe.
enough.
I promise. I wouldn't take anything from you unless you gave it to me willingly. I'm just a simple thing, really. I want what I can't have. The thing that I no longer have.
A body?
That thing we all take for granted
A body.
until it's taken from us.
A soul.
Life.
Life. Okay.
When you're dead, Randall, nothing tastes sweeter.
Okay. I'm down. I get it. But is he like a ghost? Dead men tell tales. 6/23/20. One day before my birthday. So you were human at one time.
Of course, Randall. What did you think? That I was a demon or something?
I mean, is it really
Yeah,
out of the realm of
I was
possibility?
human. I had a family, wife, 2 kids. I even had this great job at the bank. President of Kate's Crossing Bank and Loan. That seems like another person at this point.
Prediction. Randall, or yeah, his name's Randall, is gonna become the new whatever the fuck this is. You know, he had a good life, lost it all, died. Very similar like trajectory. But I
I
don't
was
know.
a big
Maybe
deal
not.
in Kate's Crossing. John D. Bankston. I was a big shot. I had the best cars, the best house, and the best neighborhood. I belonged to the best clubs and was a member of the town's most important charities. I was on track to be mayor one day. I even married the girl everyone wanted.
Hell
It
yeah.
was perfect. Or at least I thought so. What I didn't know was that my wife had another life. Drugs, gambling, debts.
He also sounds like me. Everything's perfect. And then the world comes crashing down.
Cheating on me with the neighbor. I would have never known if his wife hadn't told me. Seems she stumbled onto them fooling around. She decided to leave him and thought I should know who I was living with. Of course, I didn't believe it at first.
Yeah.
In those
Never
days,
want
people
to.
weren't all so connected. It was easier to hide our dirty deeds. So I hired someone to poke around my life. Everything I was scared to be true was true. Truer than the made-up life in my head.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't know this person at all. I confronted her, and she didn't even deny it. She told me I was a fool, and I
Is like the guy that makes these videos watching my live or my streams like silently with me breaking down and shit.
got what I deserved. Turns out my
It's funny 'cause it's
perfect life was
true.
a perfect lie. And everyone in town knew. They just laughed behind my back. I
Yeah.
was humiliated. I wasn't a big shot. I was a big joke. So I took what I thought was the easy way out. I ate a bullet, Brandon. And I've been paying for it ever since.
That is so like uncannily close. That's probably not a word. It is now. What is so this is what death's like?
It's different for everyone. But I'll tell you this. How we die is way more important than how we live. Life is short. Death is much longer. Matters more.
Question for anyone out there. Should be a separate video. Given the choice, would you rather know when you're going to die but not how? Or would you rather know how you're going to die but not when? Love asking that question to people.
Death gives you insight into the future, into things you can't change. Only the living can do that.
Why are you helping me?
Because you can help me, and you remind me of myself.
Why does a dead person need to
Maybe
eat?
together we can use each other and make this unfair world a little fairer. At least for you and me. How does that sound, Randall? Can we sacrifice a few chickens for a small chance at happiness? For a chance to win? Don't you want to see your son again? Stop hiding behind painkillers and alcohol? And this thing with Crystal.
Don't kink shame.
I see how it is. She wins. No judge will give you joint custody of your son. You're a disgrace. But I can change that. We don't have to let her win. We don't have to let her do to you what happened to me. So what do you say, Randall? Can we be friends?
As long as we stick to chickens, then fine, we can be friends.
That's really wonderful, Randall. It's been too long since either one of us had a friend. And now for my part.
Okay, yeah.
Tomorrow,
Sure.
at 8:34 p.m., go back to the casino in Independence. Bring $5 with you. Play the machine to the right of the one you played today. You'll win $600.
Once again, I was alone. I know this is a bad idea. I can't trust this thing, but I need the money. That's why Gary won't call me back. He knows I'm broke. Money makes the world go round, and I have 0 at this point. If he won't take me on as a client, a little money will at least help me get a halfway decent lawyer. Can't let Benny down. What do you say? I can't let Benny down. I've done that enough. I was ready to lay down and die, but here's an opportunity to win against Crystal, to get a piece of my life back. That voice is right about that, at least. How can I say no to that? If it gets out of hand, I can always quit, go find a new place. That's how they get you. But until then, it's just a few chickens. And we all see where this is going. Free money. Evan Glaire's birthday. Kill me now. 6/24/20. Well, not the year 2020, but 6/24. Stopped at the library to check out the voice's story. Everything checked out, every detail. I should feel a little bit better about dealing with this thing, but I don't. The scary part is it probably knows that I'm trying to catch it in a lie. Makes me wonder, me being here, is that part of its plan? Right? Reverse psychology. Same routine about the chickens. Went back to the casino. Did exactly as instructed. Won $600. Can't lie, a guy could get used to this. It's like a drug. I noticed Ralph watching me from the ATM. He looked pretty mad. If looks would kill, I'd be a dead man. Just like I said the other day, screw him. I need it more, much more. Tried Gary again. No reply. Even told him I solved my money problem. Still nothing. So I tried him at work. Apparently Gary is barely in the office these days. His assistant gave me some runaround about a big case or something. Just like yesterday, I left the chickens in their pens, waited. Most people buy these things to lay eggs or keep as pets. I'm feeding mine to my TV. Nope, sounds crazy, doesn't it? I fucking hate mouth noises. Hate it. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. I'm ashamed to say it, but I didn't feel the same level of guilt over the chickens this time. Free money does that to a guy, I guess. You think you can enjoy this a little less?
You'll understand when you're dead.
Oops, sorry, I did not mean to do that. Comment doesn't really help our situation.
That wasn't a threat. I meant that literally.
How about we keep a talk about my mortality to a minimum?
Of course. You were the boss. That hit the spot, Randall. Do you think I could have 10 chickens tomorrow?
That's a lot of chickens. Like, in what capacity does this ghost burn off calories?
I like that. Tomorrow, same casino, 5 p.m. Bring $10. Play the machine by the entrance. You'll win 500. But don't leave. We'll have a waffle next door. I hear they're delicious. Go back around 7:30. Play the machine next to the ATM. Put in a 20, and you'll win another 1,000. See you tomorrow, Randall.
Wonder why the static turns red when it eats. I have my ideas, and I'm probably right. Rather not ask and just assume, yuck, weird. I never would have thought dying would make someone so bloodthirsty. I could get used to this. I'll be hard on the chickens, but free money's an easy thing to get used to. Probably a little too easy to get used to. Can't fall into that trap. I need a plan, a good plan for once. First things first, get back on my feet, clean up, find a steady job, get joint custody. Yeah, that's a solid plan. That's a plan I can stick to. For Benny, yeah, for Benny. I noticed Ralph was at the casino again. Somebody has a problem. He didn't look any happier to see me than the last 2 nights. Maybe less so. Ralph is going to kill him. Prediction. I have no idea. Imagine he's probably tired of seeing me leave a winner while he hangs around the ATM like a loser. Been there. Sucks, but it could be worse. He could be one of the chickens. Ha! Ha ha! After I hit the first time, saw Ralph march for the door. Hard to see when someone's on a winning streak when you're in a slump. It's crappy, but it made me chuckle more than it should have. Just as promised, I'll have 2-time winner. Waffle was as good as the voice said. Oh, here's another question. Pancakes or waffles? Go. There's only one correct answer. I might go back this weekend. I bet Benny would love one. Yeah. I poured myself in something from the top shelf tonight. Why not, right? My luck has definitely changed. Time to enjoy myself. Top shelf liquor. I'm sure there's stuff in this static too. You could reverse engineer, whatever. At 625. Ends before the chickens were. Entry 625 ends before the sacrifice. There's no taper disc label 26 in the original collection. I wouldn't have thought much about it, but the beginning of 627 strongly suggested I was missing something. I'm a murderer. I mean, it was self-defense, but I helped kill that man. And now I have to do it again, but maybe it's lying. Can I take that chance with my own kid? Of course I can't, I won't, and it knows that. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. So the guy watching these tapes is seeing this guy write on the notepad what happened in that day. Fairly sure I'm processing it. I have taken enough sleeping pills to kill a fucking white rhino. Right, so he says, oh, it was a murder. I mean, it was self-defense. I helped kill that man. Now, okay, I already read that. Can I take that chance with my own kid? And now I have to do it again. So we probably finally got a human. Of course I can't, I won't, and it knows that. I couldn't keep the tape or floppy in the house. Buried him. Had to. Static turned red when it ate the chickens, but it was different when it had a human. Okay, so we did. At least now I know why the static turns red. Blood, right? Regardless, it felt like having someone's remains in the house. It didn't feel right, so I had to bury it. It was the least I could do. I guess he's burying the tape. Tape dude. Whomever reads this, I want you to know what happened. Go to the 4th column on the south side of the house. I buried the tape and floppy under 2 feet of dirt. Like, why? Hold on. Why is he telling someone this? If you want to know. Like, he says if you want to know, but he clearly doesn't want people to know because he buried it and something clearly bad happened. So why would he tell somebody else? So, curious. So this is the guy unburying it, but not the guy who wrote in the text shit word processor. Okay, what am I guess that's the tape. Found 2 tapes and a floppy, 2520-2 and 26. The tape and floppy were exactly where exactly where Randall said they'd be. I didn't take long to notice that these were different than the others. Or it didn't take long to notice. Sorry. Tape smelled like a dead body. I cleaned them up as best I could. Honestly, I was surprised the tape still played. My buddy had a hard time getting the documents off the floppy, but thankfully he managed. Tastes like chicken. You know what's funny about that? That's the colloquial phrase, whenever somebody eats a new meat, it's like, oh, it tastes like chicken. It's weird enough though that eggs taste nothing like chicken. That's so fucking strange to me. Poor chickens are hanging around like tomorrow's gonna be just like it was today. They don't know they'll be in a few short hours, they'll be gone. But I guess that's life. None of us really knows when the end is coming. I mean, true. Except apparently the dead. It's very glitchy on this. That is unsettling. It almost sounds like an animal. Just like that, they were gone, lost into the static.
Randall, don't be rude. You should answer the door.
Uh-oh. What are you talking about? Gonna be like a delivery person or something? It didn't answer. It kept chewing. Sure enough, someone eventually knocked on the door. You might want to hold off on the chewing. We don't need to creep anyone out. Lord knows I don't need more problems. It must have agreed because it went silent. I glanced out the window, saw a beat up truck. What the hell? My first thought was that someone had the wrong address or something. I opened the door. I was surprised to find Ralph staring back. He threw a punch, cracked me right in the jaw. I hate to say it, but I dropped like a sack of potatoes. He pulled out a gun, then pointed it right between my eyes. Ralph called me a cheater. I demanded every penny I wanted at the casino. Okay, it's the casino guy. I didn't answer fast enough. He took the back of the gun, hit me across my right arm. That hurt worse than the punch to my face. Once again, he demanded the money. I pointed to my wallet on the kitchen table. He quickly emptied my winnings into his pocket. Okay. He leaned over, placed a gun against my jaw. Ralph wanted to know how I was picking the winning machines. I should have said something else, did something else, but I didn't. I pointed towards the TV. I'm such a coward. Yeah, again, relatable. He walked toward the television, greedy to find whatever he thought I was pointing towards. Ralph was careful, though. Kept his gun on me. Ralph asked me what I was pointing at, only I didn't get a chance to answer him. I'll never forget Ralph's face as he said, "Did the TV just say my name?" That was the last thing he saw before the red static flooded the room. So the red static flooded now. When the static retreated back into the TV, that was all that was left of him was the gun and the money. Thanks, I guess. I expected to... Ooh.
What's going on?
Hold on. I expected to hear a loud crunch, but what I saw was a lot worse. It's like an eyeball.
What's going on? What the heck just happened to me?
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to critique it. It's fine. It's good. You killed him.
Don't worry, Randall. He's not quite dead. But he's not exactly alive either.
The fuck does
He's
that mean?
part of me now. His soul is trapped in me. It gives me power.
This is sinkhole territory that Vintage 8 did. With everything like being incorporated to, I think they called it like Pac-Man or something.
One day. But not today.
Someone is coming, is gonna come looking for him. They're gonna find his truck, arrest me. Then how are you gonna get fed? You think of that?
Tonight, 2:40 a.m. Bring the car a mile up the road. You'll come to Hilltop Road on your right. It's a dirt road. Take it. At the end of it, you'll find a lake. Drive to the side near a small tree. That is the deep side of the lake. No one will find the truck for 68 years. Then walk back.
He knows
Make
that
sure
far
you're
ahead.
off the road at 3 a.m., 3:28 a.m., and 4:05 a.m. That's when someone driving might notice you.
Okay.
No one will ever know what happened to poor Ralph.
I'm so stupid. You set this up. You could see it. You knew that I would piss him off and he'd come here.
Of course I did, Randall.
Okay.
I told you what I needed. Chickens only work in a pinch. If it helps, think of Ralph as another chicken. Because he sure as hell didn't see me coming.
Pretty good. I'm done. Did you see that coming? No more chickens. No more anything.
I did. And I understand. This isn't for everyone. But you should know, my friend, that Benny is going to die next week.
Benny,
I'm the only
this
thing
kid?
that can save him.
You're lying. But has he ever lied?
Have I lied yet, Randy?
How? Tell me.
If you want to know that, then you're going to have to feed me.
But you owe me for the sacrifice.
I told you how to dispose of the car. We're even.
I'm not feeding you another person.
Suit yourself. Think about it. I'm not going anywhere. Am I?
Fucking music, love it. I'm assuming these montages play like at the beginning of every episode or maybe at the end of like the single episodes they originally had out. Free cost too much. 6:26. 2:40 a.m. I did as instructed. Disposed of the car, walked back, ducked into the drainage ditches at the appropriate times, and by 5:25 I was back on my couch like nothing ever happened, just exhausted. I had the most vivid nightmare, more of a recollection really. I was in my old office living like a king off the world, and then I got a phone call. The phone call that ruined my life. The phone call that ruined all of our lives at Dunnington Construction. It was Gary. He heard about the news before I did. An accident happening at Kate Crossing, the ceiling collapsed, 8 died, many more were injured. We finished that building no more than 4 months ago. This was a nightmare. I woke up into a cold sweat. Sometimes your own past is scarier than the best horror movie. Fucking talking to the choir. But right now I have a very real horror movie that I need to deal with. I sat around all day drinking. Understandable. Staring at the empty television screen. What in the hell have I gotten myself into? I killed a man. I'm a murderer. The tape is all that's left of Ralph. I at least need to do the decent thing and bury him. I'll do that tomorrow. Wait a minute. Okay, so the reason he buried this shit isn't because he didn't want to do it. It's because he wanted to give Ralph a burial, and Ralph was on the tapes that they buried because he's in the static. Gotcha. That's interesting, though. I thought all day on what to do, and then the end of the day it came back.
Randall.
Randy.
Randall. Why so glum, chum?
Go to hell, motherfucker. I'm gonna turn this one of these lights off.
Ouch. Temper, friend.
We're not friends. I hate it when people call me friend.
Careful. Don't insult the only thing that can save your son.
I am not a killer.
Tell that to Ralph. I'll tell you what. I'll make this a little easier for you. There's a woman who'll be at the downtown lounge in Cade's Crossing. She'll be sitting at the bar alone at 11 p.m. Buy her a Long Island iced tea.
What the fuck? Why? It's my favorite drink too. Well, other than vodka.
Get her talking about her ex-husband. Believe me, she won't shut up about it.
This is probably his
After
wife.
she finishes the first.
Fucking guarantee it. It's this guy's wife. Because they divorced. She was cheating. It's gonna be like, oh, she's cheating, so she deserves to die.
Drink. She'll get you to buy her a second. Tell her about your situation, Crystal. And by midnight, she'll be putty in your hands.
Or maybe she's not. Maybe it's just
Before
a
you say
similar
you
situation.
can't do it, she's a murderer. That ex-husband she's complaining about, she poisoned him and got away with it.
Okay, maybe not.
She deserves to be on the menu. But if you think her life is worth more than vengeance, well, I'll leave that up to you, my friend.
But he already knows what's gonna happen. It's weird. It's like a catch-22. Small change of heart. 627. So we read this before. I'm a murderer. I mean, it was self-defense, but I helped kill that man. Now I have to do it again, but maybe it's lying. Can I take that chance with my own kid? Of course I can't, I won't, and it knows that. Worst of all, it's probably seen how all of this turns out, right? Now we have context. What do I do? The only thing I can, I suppose, it said she's a murderer, and I guess it's gonna have to be good enough. I failed my son too many times. At least this way I can sacrifice what's left of my soul for him. He deserves that much. Nobility. I'm gonna feed this woman to this creature. God help me, I hope she really does deserve it. Yeah, let's see. I mean, we all knew it was going down this path. Actually, went and did a few errands today. My luck, I ran into Mike Senior. I could tolerate pretending we were friends when I was with him at Dunnington when I needed him. Oop, too fast. But now I wanted to avoid the man at all costs. Sure enough, he found me like some annoying bug drawn to a flashlight. I was about to say flashlight. He gave me that $2 fake smile women can't seem to get enough of. I can't lie, he's quite a charming person if you don't hate his guts. He could tell that I wanted to avoid him. That pissed him off. He made sure to tell me that he was the reason I'm not in prison, and I thanked him, reminded him that the favor went two ways. We kept each other out of prison because that's what we did. That's what we all did at Dunnington. We saved ourselves. It's been a long time since we were worried about building anything. We were a company of rats, and one thing you can always count on is rats save themselves. As I drive towards the downtown lodge, I can almost hear myself squeaking. Maybe I should stop for some cheese, because here I am on the way to save myself. Okay, metaphor. I went to the bar around 11, like the voice suggested, and there she was sitting at the bar alone. She was pretty but sad. I found it hard to believe that this woman killed anyone. For a moment, I thought about going home, begging the voice to tell me what's going to happen to my son. But I know that if it isn't fed, it isn't going to help me. So what do I do? Well, like it said, it's my son or her. I guess the choice was already made. I approached a few women at the bar when I was younger. I was never easy and I never had any luck. It's preaching to the choir. I always said something stupid. But this was easy. Wendy was her name. She looked like a Wendy. She was funny, sweet, playful. My gut told me she was a decent person, but my gut has always had garbage instincts. I did as the voice suggested, and within an hour we were headed back to my home. Heading back to it. We talked about the old movies and the good old days, the whole ride back. Surprised I didn't notice how nervous I was. I'm surprised she didn't notice how nervous. My palms were, god damn it, were damn sweaty, and I felt like I was oozing through my shirt. God, I had to look suspicious. I was a predator now. What happened at Cake Crossing High, I could always explain that away. Lie to myself, just like Ralph. I could just feel like a decent guy that ended up in a bad situation. After tonight, I won't even be able to say that ever again. Yep. I got 2 miles from my house when I came to a red light, the last red light before we'd be in front of the television. If it would have been green, I'd have probably went through with it, maybe. But there was something about the way she smiled. It looked innocent, so I turned around. I told her I was starting to feel a little off and took her for some late night coffee. We talked about nothing for a few more hours and I brought her to her car. She gave me her number, then I went home. Unsurprisingly, it was waiting for me.
I am very disappointed in you, Randall.
I bet you are. That's exactly what I would say.
You traded a murderer's life for your son's. I hope you can live with that.
I think you're lying. That woman wasn't a killer, but you are.
But you killed with your actions, your greed. You took money meant for a high school. You paid off Singer. You paid off inspectors. You were part of the wheel that killed those people. You are every bit as nasty as me, my friend.
Yeah, I was taking, but there should have been enough to do the job. As other people, they got too greedy. That's not just on me. I wouldn't have sacrificed a
Is that
project.
what you tell yourself to feel better? I tell you what, Brand. I can get you in touch with any of those parents that lost a child. You tell them what you just told me, and let's see if they agree that you were innocent. If they do, I'll act as your magic 8-ball till the day you die. What do you say?
I couldn't say anything. It was right. God help me, it was right.
I take your silence as you agree. No point lying to yourself, Randall. Everything you hate about me are all the qualities you hate about yourself. Your afterlife isn't going to be much different from mine, so you might as well enjoy the ride.
I can change.
But I can see the future, and I already know that you don't.
You thought you were gonna get windy, but you didn't. You don't see everything.
I've been wondering about you, Randall. Something about you doesn't quite make sense, does it?
You're wondering why I'm sitting here listening to you. Yeah, me too.
As much as you say you hate her, you still love Crystal, don't you?
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, it's complicated. You know that. She's my wife. She's the mother of my kid. I just can't shut that off, even if she has. Jesus fucking Christ. This is exactly the same shit I've said for the past, like, 5 years when people ask why. God damn. This shit is hitting way too close to home. Way too fucking close to home. I could see what it was doing. I was fishing, picking at things that knew would hurt me, trying to find something it could use against me.
What if I told you I could help you get her back? You could be a family again.
That's not possible.
When you can predict the future, anything is possible. I can get you money. I can get you a job. I can get you her.
No, you're wrong. She filed for a divorce. She's moved on.
Why have you never asked me who he was? Who she left you for?
You don't want to know. Right now I need to think about saving my son.
You know what? We're friends. I don't mind giving a freebie to a friend. The guy that Crystal's with is Gary. That's why he hasn't returned your calls. He's been too busy hooking up with your wife.
It can't be true. That's impossible.
Then why does it feel like it is?
I've never felt so angry. Never. I did a lot for Gary. I considered him a friend. I helped him make him what he is. How could he do this?
I tell you what.
I like the cue of increasing tension in the music. It's well done. It's very well done.
I tell you what, Randall. Bring him here. I'll take good care of him. You'll feel better, and I'll tell you how to save your son. All you have to do is listen.
Seven 01:20. Voice told me an old friend Andy Matthews from my Dunnington days was manager at Kate's Crossing Housing, it's hard to say, and could get me on. All I needed to do was call, so I did. Get him on what, like a job or something? Andy said he could use someone like me and asked me to come interview on Monday. I couldn't believe it. Maybe this voice isn't so bad after all. Okay, so he's like convincing himself. Fair. 7-2. I spent Sunday prepping for the interview. Prepping as in drinking the day away. God damn it. Oh my god. It's just hitting too close to home. At least was. Not now necessarily. I think I got a little ahead of myself and started celebrating a little too early. Interview went well. Andy made me feel like an old friend. Fingers crossed. So far, sacrificing Gary has been just the best. It's been a few days since I've written, but I have good reasons for that. One, I got the job. Finally, I have an excuse to get up in the morning. I'm going to be an assistant manager at Gates Crossing Housing. The money isn't what I was making before everything went to hell, but it's a hell of a lot better than nothing. Right now, I'm stuck in orientation, but I can see a future here, a decent future, better than I deserve. Andy started as my assistant before I got him into sales. Solid guy, real closer. We made a lot of money together before he finally moved on to CCH. Lucky bastard. Andy's got out of Dunnington a few years before everything fell apart. I guess that makes me lucky too. Andy's the head guy here. He didn't care about the stink over my head. He gave me a second chance. But to be fair, if Andy stuck around, he'd have the same stink. It might be even worse for him. He's a little younger, got more road ahead of him than someone like me. I imagine he realizes that made it a little harder to say no. Screw it, I'll take back whatever break I can get. The other reason is I'm still trying to figure out how to live with myself. What happened to Ralph was an accident. Gary, on the other hand, sure as hell wasn't. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. And honestly, it's been a lot easier than I thought it would be, but Gary deserves to be trapped in the static inside that thing. And if anyone cares to know, yeah, I'm smiling writing this. I know it's wrong, God help me, I know it's very wrong, but it feels so damn satisfying. That, my friends, is called schadenfreude. Regardless, Gary has no one to blame but himself. If it wasn't for me, Gary would have been a 2-bit lawyer handling elder law on the poor side of Gates Crossing. I gave him a shot at the big time. Me. Hell, I taught him how to think like a winner. I showed him how to make money. It's one thing to ignore me, but when you don't take another man's woman, you never do that. Well, if he didn't know. He probably did though. He broke the rules, and when you break the rules, you pay the consequences. I say good riddance. I'm happy to trade his garbage life for my son's. In my book, that's a win. That's a win everyone can agree on. If you're wondering about Gary's final moments, check near the west side of the tree. The one near the drainage ditch. That's where I left him unceremoniously forgotten. Mr. Barker stopped by to pick up his rent money. He seemed a little put off to find me digging a hole in his property. Thankfully, he didn't really ask too many questions. Let's be honest, I don't have too many to give. Too many what to give? I guess if push came to shove, I could tell him I had a problem with the television and let nature take its course, so to speak. Okay, so he's like super deep in it now. Once again, the tape and the floppy were Randall said they'd be. I look like a fucking idiot when I talk. I'm watching myself. Anyway, similar to the tapes and floppies found near the column, I found these in bad shape. They smelled awful, looked worse, cleaned them up, and thankfully they still worked. Let's take out the trash. I look like I'm just chewing on shit when I'm talking. It's really annoying. The voice made it easy. It told me to call Gary and leave a simple message, a message that Gary couldn't resist. I told Gary that I couldn't live with the guilt of what we did at Dunnington, and I was going to confess, tell the police about how he stole hundreds of thousands, cut corners in the build, and the kicker, I was going to give them names, our names, Gary, or Singer, Gary, the entire front office, contractors, inspector, whoever else I could find in my book of context. I even planned to walk them through how we got to our subcontractors to take the blame step by crooked step. Basically, I was going to throw everything he worked so hard to cover up, throw away. Wouldn't know it, he called me back in less than 10 minutes. That's a record, I think. He pleaded with me, begged me. It was embarrassing for him. I quite enjoyed it, but I convinced my mind was made up. I told him to get his affairs in order because we both were going up the river. That's when he said those magic words. The music is intensifying. Where are you? Don't do anything until we've had a chance to meet face to face. It took a lot not to burst into laughter. Just like that, I caught my fish. The voice instructed that Gary come to the house at 12:18 and no later than 12:23. And if he was, it said not to let him in the house. The specific time puzzled Gary, but he said it would be no problem. After we hung up, I took a small bit of satisfaction in that Crystal would be sleeping alone tonight. Okay. Every night after, honestly, I couldn't wait to see his face when I told him I knew. Gary arrived exactly at 12:18. He looked like a scolded puppy. He was practically teary-eyed. Almost felt bad for him. But who am I kidding? I didn't care one bit. He apologized for not calling me back. He couldn't keep up with all the excuses he threw at me. I couldn't keep up. I kept waiting for a chance to interject, ask him the real question I got him here to answer, but he just kept running his mouth. You can't do this to us, blah blah, we're gonna go down for more than negligence, think about Singer, think about me, my kids, blah 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 blah. I'll be honest, it started to blur together. That's acceptable. I tried to get him to take a seat, but he kept circling the living room. He stopped just in front of the television. I knew I needed to shut him up before the static gobbled him up. Finally, he shut his mouth long enough for me to get a word out. I told him I wasn't going to the police. He let out a sigh of relief. My voice is going. Then this is about the divorce, he asked. I could see he was relieved, but I could see the concern, the guilt. I smiled and told him, not exactly. That just made him more confused. Look, he said, I don't think it's wise to associate with anyone from Dunnington. The optics just don't look good for my firm, and representing you isn't the image I want right now. I told him to cut the crap. I told him that I knew about him and Crystal, but before he could answer, the voice got greedy. I honestly couldn't tell what caught him more off guard, me, my question, or the voice.
Time to go, Gary.
That's so good. I shouted for him to stop, but it was too late. Static flooded out of the television into the room. In a matter of minutes, Gary was gone. I guess the zooming in and out is supposed to be like it coming out of the TV. Alright, that. God damn it. Like Five Nights at Freddy's shit. Damn it, couldn't have waited 5 more minutes. You couldn't avoid it.
No, if you didn't notice, but he was about to leave. You had your moment, so I had to take mine. Next time you want to accuse someone of sleeping with your wife, I suggest you get right to the point.
That's fair. The voice was right, I'm bad at getting revenge.
It makes you feel any better. Gary is having a bad moment right now. Unfortunately for him, it's never going to get better.
It's like hell, right? Essentially. Christian hell, anyway. I hope whoever reads this doesn't think less of me, but I laughed at that one too. So what about my son?
July 14th. Crystal will drop Benny off at his daycare. When she picks him up at the end of the day, she will take Thomas Street home. A young man too busy talking on his phone won't be paying
Fucking
attention.
back. Bullshit.
He'll run right into your wife's car, killing only Benny. Check him out early. Go to a movie, and he will be safe. Might I suggest Chicken Run?
What? I think the voice is about to leave the living room.
You know, Randall, I'm in such a good mood. I don't mind giving you a freebie. How would you like a job?
So is this whenever he contacted Andy? I believe. Everything I know is wrong or worse. This is 7/14/2020. Today's the day I'm going to save my son. I'm sure I'm going to catch hell from Crystal, but it'll be worth it. Besides, it'll be good for us to catch up. I haven't heard from her since Gary relocated, quote unquote. Andy called me just before I left, which surprised me. He didn't seem too bothered. I was taking a personal day. But he didn't want to chat about work. He wanted to talk about Gary. It seems the big-time lawyer has been missing for a few days. Nobody knew anything. It was like he disappeared. Well, there you go. Imagine that. I feigned concern, but really I was recollecting about how I disposed of Gary's car in much of the same way that I made Ralph's truck disappear. Honestly, most of the conversation went in one ear and out the other. I didn't care. I know exactly where poor Gary is. Fact is, a lot of people disappear in Kate's Crossing. It's one of those things you get used to if you're ever going to call this place home. I was about to get off the phone, but he mentioned something that stopped me cold. Andy said Gary was the second person he knew to disappear recently. Again, Kate's Crossing, not really all that special, but when he asked me if I knew a Ralph Gonzalez, well, that just hit a little too close to home. It had to be a coincidence. Had to be. There have been thousands of people named Ralph in Kate's Crossing. Andy explained to me that Ralph was a sub for Kate's Crossing housing, but before that he worked for Dunnington. Wouldn't you know, he was part of the food chain, the one I sat on top of. This Ralph, my Ralph, can't be the same person though. It can't be. But what if he is? So he didn't know that he was part of the company? I guess I'll have to ask the voice about this later after I save my son. I'm an idiot, a damn idiot. I deserve every bad thing that's ever happened to me. Hey, me too. I did just as the voice instructed, checked Benny out of school. We went to see Chicken Run. It's very humorous. Of course, I'd had my cell off in... God damn it, I can't read. I had my cell off for the movie. When I turned it on, it went off like a slot machine. There were dozens of missed calls and messages, all from Crystal. Ooh, convenient. She called me every name under the sun. God help me, I loved making her squirm. That little bit of misery seemed justified in my opinion, but maybe I'm a little biased. I took Benny to the burger shack. While we waited for our food, I called her. She was furious. I let her scream and holler. The madder she got, the bigger my smile got. When she finally cooled off enough for me to get a word in, I dropped my bombshell. I told her I heard Gary was missing. She immediately replied with, "Who?" I wasn't falling for that bit of theatrics. I insisted she had to remember Gary from Dunnington Construction. But she said she didn't. I was getting angry. Again, I took the voice's advice, but I stopped beating around the bush, so to speak. I told her I knew she was sleeping with Gary. That's when I heard that laugh. That laugh only Crystal could do. I didn't need to hear her say to know I was wrong. She wasn't sleeping with Gary. Plot twist. She told me it was Mike Finger. She was right. It did hurt. But before I could say another word, I heard a terrible screech, then nothing. Later, I found out that Crystal was in an accident. She died on the scene. Nothing hurts a man worse than realizing he let himself be tricked. But why? Why would it do this to me? And now I was sure the Ralph Andy spoke of and the one in the static was the same person. I definitely needed to have a conversation with the voice. Maybe cut our quote-unquote friendship short. The eye is very unsettling. I like that. Friendship over. I left Benny with his grandmother. Sad night. I didn't think the woman was capable of crying, honestly. She never liked me. No love lost, but the feeling is more than mutual. There's no need to be nasty. She just lost a child. So the mom's grandmother. Even crappy people like Crystal are somebody's baby. I know it's a harsh comment, but since she just passed away, but it's true. Someone will say the same thing about me one day. I called Wendy. She was excited to hear from me. That was unusual. That was an unusual feeling. I could tell she wanted to ask her on a date, but I had a feeling this woman didn't need my problems. Yeah, yep. Instead, I got to the point. I asked her what she did for a living. She was an inspector with the parish. Crap, I knew this was going, but I had to see it through. The voice will use whatever I don't know against me that I can count on. I asked her about her ex-husband. Asked if he was dead. He wasn't. Figures. Okay, so it's just been a long con. Finally, I asked if she ever took bribes from Dunnington. She instinctively asked, who told you that? Sounded like a yes to me. Couldn't say the TV told me, so I told her who I really was. She asked me to never call her again. Fair enough. Good call. This isn't a coincidence. Can't be. We got about 14 minutes left. Randy.
I was wondering if Benny was safe.
Cut the act. You know damn well he's safe and Crystal's dead.
I do. And you're welcome.
How dare you say that to me? I thought you were going to help me get her back.
I did say that. But I've looked into every future. It always ends bad for you.
So he's Doctor Strange.
As long as she was in the picture, she would have found a way to ruin you. Every single time. She was a cancer in your life, my friend. And I got her out.
I don't believe you. I still loved her.
A part of you might have loved her, but she hated you more.
Goddamn.
Give it a few weeks, and she'll be forgotten.
I know Gary wasn't sleeping with Crystal. It was Mike. Explain that.
Look how easy he ignored you, Randall. He wanted to conveniently clean up his image when it suited him. Gary deserved what he got. Believe me.
Or
Mike will get what he deserves in time. If you didn't bring Gary to me, he would have lived his whole miserable life and never got what he deserved. Tell me how come
Vigilante
that
style.
ever be fair.
Ralph and Wendy,
Maybe
why did you tell me?
fair.
Why didn't you tell me they were connected to Dunnington?
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Or maybe it was just bad luck, Randall. Think of that.
You know I don't believe that.
Why? Let me tell you a story about bad luck. About a single dad raising a shy teenage son. A great kid. A beautiful kid with his whole life ahead of him. A kid better than his father would ever be. It's been rough since his mom died. For both of us. There he was, about to graduate. A year away from starting college at CCU. Full ride. I was so proud. I was at work when I heard the news about the ceiling in the high school collapsing. I thought the worst, but nothing prepares you for the hopelessness of when the worst is confirmed. How
That's
could
true.
this happen? How? Who's to blame? Dunnington was to blame. How do you think it feels to see the people responsible get away with murder? What did you get? Fines? Lose your jobs? Yeah, some people went to jail, but you don't have to be dead to know it was all a joke. I prayed for answers. I asked for revenge. God or the devil answer. But the eye with many heads did.
Oh,
It said it would give me my revenge. I just needed to give myself to it. So I did. Here I am, Randall.
so you aren't Bankston.
I would think that's obvious by now.
Who are you then?
You didn't bother to learn my son's name when it mattered. Why should I give you mine now?
Sorry about your kid.
Oh, I bet you are, Randall. Sorry I wasn't bringing back, cousin. I admit it, Randall. I was hoping to get a few more of you. But I guess I'll have to be satisfied with Ralph, Gary, and your wife.
I grabbed a bat. I knew this had to be the end. My son's gonna live here and he wouldn't be safe with that thing in the house.
Wait, Randall, wait. I can still help you. You give me more than one's responsible, and I'll keep rewarding you.
But we don't know what
Consider
who
that
this thing
your
actually
bonus
is.
for allowing this to happen.
No, I can't trust you.
That's probably the smartest thing you've ever said. And you're right. You can't. So as a dad, I'll throw you one last chance to make this right. Give yourself to me. Right now. And all will be forgiven. Or smash the TV and return me to the back. But know this.
Return
We
him to
will
where?
not to the back. Or smash the TV and return to the back.
To the bat?
Know this. We will not be even. You will have a debt with me. You will still have to pay.
No deal. Smashed the TV into 1,000 pieces, burned it, then it burned what was left. I was free. Only the dead should know the future. The living should only be concerned with the present. From now on, that's exactly how I'm going to live my life. I think I'll be happier. In fact, I know I will. I have Benny back. I need to do better for him, and I will do better for him. I have to. The end. Question mark? Made you look. 8/5/20. What's that? August 5th, 2020. It's been a little while since I've written. Really hadn't been a need. Life's been pretty good, but there's a bump here and there, but I can't complain. Benny's adjusting well as expected. I hear him crying some nights for his mom, but it's gotten less and less. I can say whatever I want about Crystal, but she was a good mom. Once the old house sells, I'm going to get us another place. Hopefully by Christmas, we'll be somewhere else. I have too many bad memories in this place. There's no way I can be comfortable here. I'm thinking somewhere outside of Gates Crossing. I don't mind commuting a little further for work. It's taken some convincing, but I got us a new television. Probably wouldn't surprise anyone, but I wasn't too keen on getting a new one. However, Benny usually gets what he wants. Regardless, I'll keep it in my room at night. Better safe than sorry. School shopping. Benny's excited to be going to a public school. Good thing because I can't afford private. Maybe if I land that promotion, my situation might change, but I don't think I've put in the time with the company. We'll see, I guess. I don't think I've put the time in with the company. A month has passed, nothing. I think the voice was attached to the old television. I doubt this thing could keep quiet for this long. I started seeing another woman. Celeste is her name. She's good people. Another single parent trying to make it. Our kids get along, and I like the way she treats Benny. Happy Thanksgiving. Celeste and I cooked while Chris and Benny threw the football. It was a nice day. I can't remember the last time I had a day like this. Merry Christmas. The house still hasn't sold, but I didn't let that spoil my holiday. We opened presents, ate fried chicken, watched old Christmas movies on our new VHS. Really, fried chicken? Christmas? Or not? I think Celeste might be the real deal. She might be the right one for me. Don't fall for it. It's hard to believe I'm happy. I got away with doing a lot of bad things. Doesn't seem fair, but maybe that's the point. Life isn't fair. It's not about what we deserve. It's about what we get for ourselves. I know I'll meet the voice again in the next life. I imagine it'll be waiting for me on the other side, ready to settle the debts. Fair enough. I deserve it, but I'll push that day off as long as possible. Thought about looking up the name of his son, and him, what good would it do? That's the past, and I'd rather continue to focus on the future, or the present. My mistake. Happy New Year! Andy has informed me that I'm getting promoted after all. Big raise, more benefits. If I can just sell the old house, I'll have my old life back. I guess it does just take a little hard work. Well, the house sold. Finally, Benny and I are out of here. I'm looking at a place in Springfield or Livingston, maybe in St. Tammany, or wherever it is, it won't be in the crossing. I went to bed very happy that night. Oh, pride comes before the fall. That is unsettling. I woke up, I heard something familiar. I looked at the time, it was midnight. My blood ran cold. The sound was coming from Benny's room. He was watching TV. The motherfucker ate his kid. I begged him to let Benny go.
My poor Randall. I'm sure you know that's not possible. Every moment was designed by me to get both of you here. Ralph, Gary, your wife, even your job was all part of the plan. I only waited so long because I wanted you to think you were going to get everything you lost.
Alright.
But instead, Randall, you are going to get everything you deserve.
No, no, no! Cleveland Falls. Damn it, why him? He was innocent. He didn't deserve this.
Because this is what's fair, Randall. That's what it's always been about.
Please give him back. I'll do anything, just don't make him pay for my sins.
There's nothing you can do for him, except join him.
He's right. I can't let Benny be alone in there. I have to go to him. Yep. It's my last entry. I've left these tapes and floppies behind for anyone that might come looking for me. Celeste, Andy, anyone. Please just forget about me. You don't want this thing in your life. Hey, I've said those words. I can't help but wonder what the hell I'll find myself. Wait, hold on. I can't help but wonder what the hell I'll find myself. I imagine Gary and Ralph will be excited to see me in the static. Chomp chomp. There are no more entries. As far as I can tell, no one came looking for Randall. He and Benny came just another missing persons case in Kate's Crossing. But as creepy as these entries are, they are not why I urge caution when viewing these videos. It's what I found at the end.
Hello, Paul. I knew you'd find these tapes eventually. You'll make it possible for others to see. Thank you for that. I have something I'd like to say to all those watching, to all those who will be watching. I can help you see the future. Just go to your television, speak to the static, ask me for help. I may come to you if you're willing to pay the price.
It's a good way of ending it. Very like The Ring-ish. I'm sorry I shared these videos with you. I'm destroying the originals. I suggest you ignore the copies. It lives in the static. That was good. That was very good. Good ending. Very Ring-like. Very relatable. Vintage 8 is... They need more subs. And I'm so fucking tiny on YouTube that I can't really give him traffic. But any little bit I can, I hope to do. There's more that I haven't seen. There's something about children. I haven't gone through that one. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. And follow me on the stuff like this, or don't, you know, whatever. I'd like it. And I stream on kick.com and Twitch and YouTube sometimes. I don't know. Anyway, go check out Vintage 8. Amazing shit. And I'm going to cut the stream now, so I will be on later. Take it easy.